Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we're taking a look at the Mindless One Build-A-Figure. This is the Build-A-Figure that came as part of the Marvel Legends Marvel Knights wave. Now, who are the Mindless Ones? So without going into too much detail, they're essentially just like bodies. They're kind of, they can't do much for themselves. They don't have any faces. They can't speak, and essentially they're used to kind of just cause a nuisance. From what I remember, they're just kind of summoned by various different people to just kind of get in the way and use up the kind of resources and stuff of the heroes or the character in the particular story arc. It's quite a cool Build-A-Figure, I'm not going to lie. It's cool to have these kind of, not obscure, because I mean the Mindless Ones have been around since kind of the 60s, I think it was. I mean they're mainly kind of tied up with characters such as Doctor Strange, but they have been around in the comic books for quite some time. I know they've gone up against Nick Fury, against Captain America, Cable, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Captain Britain. I mean the list goes on. I mean the Mindless Ones have kind of popped up throughout a lot of various different comic book arcs and story arcs. You know, they've been utilised by people like Doctor Doom, the Red Skull, Hydra. I think Dormammu at one point used them as well. I mean, or did he fight them? I can't remember. One of the two. But either way, they're just kind of a nuisance. Kind of what's the right word for it? I can't think. But yeah, essentially like an army of kind of relatively hard to defeat bodies that just get in the way and just kind of distract the hero, if you like. As you can see, it's a relatively easy Build-A-Figure to put together. The head's a little bit harder to pop on, but it will go on with a little bit of force. If not, just get a hairdryer or run it under a hot tap and just kind of heat the plastic up a little bit and it pops on nice and easily. Now, the only catch I would say with this is the Mindless Ones are the Mindless Ones, not the Mindless One. This isn't a singular character. These are kind of like an army. You never kind of, from what I remember, you never kind of got one singularly. It wasn't just one version of this character. There was always multiple, because that was the point, is that they, you know, were a nuisance, whatever. So to have it as a Build-A-Figure is a little bit frustrating, because anybody that's kind of a die-hard fan or just kind of knows the comic book lore probably better than I do, then they're going to want at least 3, I would have said, if not more, just so they can kind of army build these things a little bit. But as a action figure, as a Build-A-Figure, it's pretty cool. It's relatively large, as you can see. It's quite chunky. I'm definitely a fan of the bigger Build-A-Figures rather than the smaller ones, so this one definitely ticks that box. From what I can tell, it's all a new sculpt as well. There's all new sculpt in here because of the details. They're made of like almost like a clay kind of rock kind of texture. And he's got this, I'll say he, I don't know, they, whatever, the Mindless One has a single kind of like almost like a Cyclops eye, and they can project kind of energy out of there, and that's what this effect piece is that you can kind of stick this effect piece on and it looks like it's just kind of done like an optic blast kind of thing. I can't remember it being exactly like Cyclops, but that kind of thing came out of its eye, like a energy projection kind of thing came out of its eye. Well, I'm saying eye, we don't know if it is its eye, but we're assuming it's its eye because of where it is on its head. But yeah, I mean it's a cool figure. Like I said, it's relatively large in comparison to other 6-inch figures, which is always a plus, and there's a lot of new kind of sculpting that's taken place there on the body, because they're made of like a clay kind of rock kind of texture, and it definitely looks that way. There's very little in the way of shading. It's pretty much the plastic colour, which is a little bit upsetting. It could have been, you know, a little bit of dry brushing or a little bit of texture or something wouldn't have gone amiss. Let me just grab the first Ninja just so you can see how much bigger he is than a standard kind of male buck. But there you go. So yeah, it'll look alright on your shelves. It'll kind of stand, you could stand in behind other characters and it'll definitely still stand out. And it is fun that we're getting these kind of more obscure characters, because this isn't something you would necessarily get an action figure of away from a line like Marvel Legends, because it's not a popular enough character, dare I say it. But there we go. Please do check out my channel, because I've given a review to the entire Marvel Legends Marvel Knights wave, so you can check out all of those figures on there and see which Build-A-Figure part comes with which character and which figure. And of course, do like, share, subscribe and all of those things, because all support to the channel is much appreciated. And I do try to get through as many of these Marvel Legend waves as possible. There's a whole back catalogue there for you to check out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.